Hey there YouTube, welcome back to a lot earlier than planned black powder update for this month. I'm pretty sure I mentioned in my last video that my next project after I finished off those Hanoverians was to concentrate on building up my French infantry because they're really starting to lag behind my British. So I had my initial plans were to do so basically do 4 battalions of French, and so far I've managed to crack out 2. And if you think about it, in less than 2 weeks I've cracked out 2 battalions. I've really been on a painting spree of madness, and this is I'm going to basically show you what I've been doing. So here we have the 70th Line Regiment, which are part of 10th Division, 2nd Brigade, 3rd Corps, and I'll show you. Let's show you them. So basically, these guys are practically all Perrys, with a few front rank thrown in for good measure. So here we have the Grenadiers with the sapper, and you can see that 3 of them are plastic Perrys. I always tend to like putting my Grenadiers in long coats for some reason. I don't know why, but we've got the sapper in his normal uniform, and the other 3 Grenadiers with their long coats on. Nothing super special, just basic bog standard French infantry. I did try and sort of change up on the backpacks situation. I used to just do them all in red leather, but I've now taken a liking to mixing them up and giving them all sorts of variations of different coloured leathers, and some even some cowskin styles, just to sort of change it up. I think it looks quite nice. So that is the Grenadiers stand. Pretty bog standard, really. Next up, the 4th or the 3rd Regiment. I think it's the purple. Is it the 3rd Regiment? No, it's the 4th. Well, no, it's actually 3rd, because I only do the 4th company. 4th company. What am I talking about? Bog standard troops. It was quite nice. I must admit, it was quite nice to get back to playing French again. Of course, the only bugbear to French is I do detest doing their backpacks, but like I said, because I kind of changed them up a little bit, they were a little bit more pleasant to do. But yeah, I was really cracking these guys out. I think I did these guys in 4 days, I think. And it took a little bit of time to get back into doing French again. Of course, the long coats are deceptively fast to do, and you can certainly crack out a fair bunch of the long coated guys. But I do like mixing in the guys without great coats too. It's just a nice variation of playing the French uniform. So that is the 4th company. Here we have the Voltiers, standard Perrys. This time I went for all unjacketed Voltiers, and I did come across my transfers at last. So I decided to zap these guys up with some white facings on their ammo on their cartridge cases. So I put those horn transfers on. I think they look really cool. And other than that, I mean, bog standard Perrys basically. I sometimes wish that they had separate heads, so you can sort of swap them around. But I still think that your bog standard Perrys are a little bit more exciting to paint than the Warlord guys that are all in long coats. Next up, we go for the drummer stand. So here we have 2 long coated guys and 1 long coated guy in the background there, and the drummer in his he's actually got a blue jacket with gold lacing. And again, a variation of various backpacks. So that is the drummer stand. And then we'll go for the sergeant. So here we have the front rank sergeant, 3 Perry's plastics for the infantryman, 1 long coated. You can see this is quite a nice sergeant figure here. Again, you get that slight extra beefiness of the front rank guy, and he's certainly got a beefier musket. But I think he's a really nice figure. He's even got the N on his cartridge case there, which is really cool. Definitely front rank guys of the business. I'd love to be able to afford to even get 1 battalion of completely front rank figures, but at 40 something odd pounds for a battalion, I don't think that my budget would stretch for that. So here we have the command stand now. We have the flag there. So the flag for the 70th. We have a front rank pole and eagle. I do really love these. They're a little bit bigger than a lot of my eagles that I've already got, but I think they look great. And there's a little bit of a mixture of guys on the stand. There's actually only 1 front rank guy. Actually, is it? No, that's right. Yeah, there's only 1 front rank guy. The other 3 are Perry's. There's 2, the Eagle Protector and the Standard, or the Eagle Bearer, are from the Perry's command pack. We have a front rank officer and a Perry's guy that I had left over from my officer's pack, which I thought I've kind of been waiting for the right sort of command group for him to fit in, and I decided to put him into this one. And he's quite a cool figure. He's kind of like, he's got a pistol, he's got like the old style of hat, and he looks quite young. So maybe he's like an officer who is not quite as wealthy as some, so therefore he's got like a slightly older style hat, or maybe he found it. And he's kind of in this, you know, he's in the battalion, the command group with the colonel. Again, I made my own, using plastic putty to made my own, what do you call it, epaulette for the colonel. Colonel was a lovely figure, like I say, front rank. I think I bought him separately on his own. I think on either my last order or the order before that, I picked up a couple of officers and a couple of extra Eagle Bearers just on their own, for a little bit of variety. So that is the 70th. So just moving back into camera. And like I say, I think they took me about 4 or 5 days in total, and I actually held off of basing them until today. So I actually ended up basing 2 battalions together. So that, like I say, is the 70th. And now for my second battalion. And now I'm really happy with how these guys turned out. And I'm definitely very happy that I decided to do them. So here we have the, let's bring them in first. So there we go. I'm sure some of you recognise the red being Swiss. These guys are the 2nd Foreign Regiment, or the 2nd Swiss Regiment, 10th Division, 2nd Brigade, 3rd Corps. So these guys are actually part of the same division as the 70th and also the 22nd, which I've got up on my shelf. Now these guys, obviously I made them out of what was left of the Perry's box, plus 1, 1, 2, 3 three Victrix French mixed in here, and 5 Metal Command of various makes. I think mostly front rank this time round, with one with 2 Perrys. So let's start going into these guys. So let's first of all, actually I've just spotted something which I'm just going to quickly sort out live on camera, or live off camera, but while I'm still recording. I don't know how I actually managed to miss that. Okay, just give me 2 seconds. Okay, it's sorted. Basically what I just did was I basically painted my grenadiers up, and then they were like basically in the first batch of guys that I did, and I gave them like your usual grenadiers red facings, and when I was about to finish my second batch of 10, and I noticed that they were supposed to have that the Swiss regiments didn't have red epaulets on their grenadiers; they had white epaulets. So I had to go back and change the epaulet colours, which is easy enough to do. But I just noticed as I brought them up, sort of looked on them to grab the first stand of figures, that they're actually I'd left one out. I'd left one red, so I just quickly painted that in. So sorry about that little bit of delay there, and we'll start crack off with the grenadiers. So here we have basically a bog standard bunch of Perry's grenadiers. You can't really tell that they're any different apart from the fact that they've got white epaulets. They still have their red pom-poms, and they still have their red sashes on their swords. So I don't really know why they particularly had white epaulets in comparison to just normal red ones. Who knows? But yeah, apparently they do. So I transferred that across. But like I say, bog standard Perrys, nothing super special. There's basically no difference at all apart from the white epaulets. That these guys wouldn't just be a normal bunch of French grenadiers, really. So that is the Grenadier company. The next company up, now this has got some guys in there, the Swiss colours. So here we have, you can see that the 2nd Regiment have dark blue vests and facings. So we've got a couple of uniformed guys in here, so and as well as a couple of guys in great coats, and we've even got a couple of guys wearing some non-standard trousers, which are sort of like basically khaki trousers. There's 2 or 3 guys I think in total that are wearing them, just to make a little bit of difference. So that is the second stand. The next up, the Voltiers. Now the Voltiers have actually got a couple of Victrix French mixed in, and again I'm really happy with Victrix. They're just so cool. I mean, I know these guys are a little bit on the older scale because they're only sort of like got to 1812, so they got like the slightly older uniform, but they look absolutely amazing when they're done. You can see one there. He's just simple arm position, shouldered weapon, and you just choose your own arm for the other side. Very simple. You stick their little saber on separately, so it's not part of the backpack like a lot of normal like Perrys and Warlord. And then here's the second one here. He's kind of holding his musket via his arm, and again, great looking figure. really fits in well as well. I suppose the only big difference is that, although you can't really tell on camera here, that the Victrix muskets are just a little bit thinner than the Perrys, although you can't really tell on camera. But yeah, I was very, very happy with the Victrix guys. You can see that he's got a bottle of wine strapped to his backpack there, and he's got just a plain one. Got more complex backpacks as well, the old Victrix, and a couple of Perry's guys on the stand as well, but they're all in red, and apart from the guy with the khaki trousers there, that's the second guy with khaki trousers. So that is the Voltiers. There we go. Next up we'll go for the drummer's stand. So here we go, and the drummer's got a dark green jacket with gold facings. You can see the drum is blue and yellow with white strapping. Again, 3 Perry's figures, 2 without long coats. Very happy with how he turned out. Next up we'll go for the Sergeant's stand, and we have another Victrix French as the Sergeant this time, and I really like his position actually. I thought I'd go for something a little bit different to what I'd normally go for. I painted on my own Sergeant stripes. I love this position. I think it looks really sort of, he's basically given like a little bit of a motivational speech before they charge into combat. We've got the 2 guys in long jackets and the 1 guy in standard uniform along with the sergeant. And again, Victrix French, awesome. And then finally, the command squad. The command squad is made up of 2 front rank and 2 Perrys. So we have the Eagle Bearer as Perrys, and the junior officer as Perrys. And again, this officer looks quite young, and he's also a little bit smaller than the other 3 guys. So he's obviously pretty young. He could be like in his sort of like, he could even be pre-20s. And the standard bearer there, or the Eagle Bearer, is one of the individual Eagle Bearers I picked up in long coat, which is quite cool. And then the officer, really chuffed with this particular officer. I think this is the one that came in the French command pack. Gave him the extra epaulette again. I actually modelled the epaulette this time. Normally I just put on some plastic putty, but actually went in with a brush and sort of moulded it in. It looks really cool. I think I'll be doing that all the time from now on, because it really makes it look like a proper epaulette. But yeah, very, very happy with this officer. I think he's great. You know, I love my my officer figures, and I was glad I was able to put in an Eagle Bearer. And of course, the other cool, there's the flag, and you can see that it's like the older style flag. But that is actually correct. That is the flag that they used. I'm very happy with it. It looks business on the command stand. And that is it. That is, I basically cracked these guys off in just over 3 days. I was really pumping it out over the weekend, Friday, Saturday and Sunday, and I literally finished them up today, and then I based both regiments together. Like I say, I've still got on my books for doing another 2 French regiments, but I'm very, very happy that I've got an extra 2 done that quickly. I'll probably try and slow down now, because basically I'll be doing bog standard French infantry, although also there'll be mostly there'll be all Victrix, I think, thinking about it, apart from Metal Command. So that's probably going to slow me down a little bit, just because I think overall the Victrix French are actually actually go together a little bit better than the Victrix British. But then I haven't really done too much experimentation because I've only really used arm combinations that they don't really even give you instructions for. They're sort of like that self-explanatory. But I think when I start getting into having to, again, similar to the British, where you actually have to foresee each base so that it doesn't interfere with either the figure on the same stand as the other three, or interfere with them being placed as a battalion, and therefore you have to actually debase someone and move them around because he won't fit in with the rest of the battalion. But yeah, that's the plans. Hope you enjoyed this quite short video. But we got, well, quite short for me, 20 odd minutes. So been enjoying your videos and commenting, and got a bunch of new subscribers, so thank you to those guys. I hope you enjoy the content, and I'll catch you again. Well, certainly a little bit longer than one, just over a week, probably sort of 2 weekish, and I'll catch you all then. So catch you later. Bye.